Alright, you're welcome to this new episode. If you're able to get to this level, I'll tell you a very big congratulations. As you can see, we have been able to come up with our model successfully. We've been able to analyze the entire building and run the design. Okay. All you need to do now is to come to your Prota detail, because the Prota structure, we have the Prota structure, we have the Prota detail, we have the Prota steel. Okay, so in order for you to be able to generate those detailed drawings, you will need to go to your Prota detail to generate the drawings. However, you can view some of your detail or all your details drawing right here in the Prota structure without going to the Prota detail, but you cannot do any editing on those detailed drawings. You have to take them to your Prota detail. Okay, and then as these drawings are like this, as this model is, we can view the 3D reinforcement on this. So let's say we come to our BIM come to your view, but then we will have to select the structural member we want to view in 3D. So if I come to my filter here, I will deselect everything and I will select just the columns. So if I highlight the entire drawing, or the entire model rather, is going to select just that column for me. Okay, there is another way of doing this anyway. Sometimes this filter normally misbehaves sometimes, and when you try to filter with it, it doesn't really give you the best result. So however, what you can do is to come under your column here. If you come under this column, you can hold on shift and select all the columns. So all the columns now will be selected. Okay, that's on the ground floor. You can do similarly for the first floor columns as well, because I'm in story 1 at the moment, so that is why it's only going to select those ones on story 1. So if you come under your view, you can click on 3D rebar model, so it will now display all your reinforcement on your columns in 3D form. So as it is from this 3D, you can as well generate this 3D. If you click on so now I will click on column bars. Okay, you can see by clicking on column bars, you can see all the reinforcement. You can see this is the longitudinal reinforcement, this is the links, this is how it's going to look like. So you can as well print this if you want. So you can do similarly for your pad. So we have pads here. You can do for our pad, automatically it will generate that of your pad. So you can see this are our pad footings. Now you can see from this 3D, although I didn't change, because this is a pile cap, I didn't change the reinforcement. Now you can see the reinforcement is showing top and bottom. From the design, the parameters there, I'm supposed to change the reinforcement to only bottom. Then for my combine, I'm supposed to leave it as top and bottom. Okay, however, I have displayed that when I was dealing with the pad footing, although, but you know, this is actually our pile cap. It's not a pad, it's the pile cap, which is what I have here. Okay, so that is that. I can just close it if I'm satisfied with what I'm seeing. So it helps you to visualize and see your reinforcement in 3D form. You can see that 3D detail has helped us to know that we have a top and bottom reinforcement at that place. It's very easy. All you need to do is just to go back and change and uncheck those top bars. It's as simple as that. The next thing I'm going to do is to view my detailed drawings here. I can view the detailed drawings here by clicking on any of the structural members. You can see if I click on that of my column application, I will uncheck. Let's say I just want to display that of study 1. If I click on OK, it's going to display right away. So it's loading in the background. Alright, so you can see it here, right here in the ProtaStructure, even before generating your details. So even before going to your detail, your Prota detail, you can be able to view your detailing from here. So it helps you to know if there be any correction you need to do on your detailing, and you can just go right away and correct it. So you can do similarly for every other structural member. Let's say we want to do that of our beam. I just want to display only the study 1. If I click on OK, it's going to display right here. Alright, so you can see it has displayed by my right hand side by the right side of my screen. So similarly you do for every other structural member that you want to view. So you can view all of them right here before taking them to your Prota detail. Okay, so if we are satisfied with everything that we have here, all we need to do is just to click on this button called the Prota details. So once we click on Prota details, it takes us straight into the Prota detail application. So do you want to save changes? Yes. Okay, so you can see this is the Prota detail. For me to generate my detailed drawing, all I need to do is to click on auto generate details. So if I click on auto generate details, it will just bring me down to this window here, which is still displaying. So the Prota detail is actually a bit wide as well, so we are going to be talking a lot when it comes to the Prota detail. Okay, there is a whole lot we need to really talk about. From the Prota detail, you can export your drawings to your AutoCAD. From the Prota detail, you can print directly from the Prota detail, insert your title block, okay, put in all the necessary informations, designed by, and then everything that you need to do. Whatever you can do on your AutoCAD, you can as well do it in your Prota detail as far as editing your detailed drawing is concerned. Okay, and it has similar tools when it comes to detailing tools, like your line tools, your offset tools, your trim tools, your think of whatever tools. So most of it has a lot of tools that is similar with the AutoCAD, and is the same. Their shortcut keys are the same. So if you understand how to use your AutoCAD very well, editing or doing your generating some of your detailing from the Prota detail will not be an issue at all, because their tools are similar. Okay, so but for the purpose of this episode, I'm only just going to click on draw. we'll still come back to the Prota detail, and we will talk more on a lot that we can do with the Prota detail. From the Prota detail, you can generate a swimming pool. It has a template for your swimming pool. It has a template for your staircase. It has a template for your scaffold design. It has a template for cobble. It has a template for cantilever retaining wall for your isolated part. It has the template for your pile foundation, your pile cap as well. So it's actually a bit wide. You can also generate your slab cross section from the Prota detail as well. So it's actually wide and very interesting as well. So we'll be talking a lot about it in the episode that is to come. Okay, so we'll be talking a whole lot about it, and it has the template called the engineering utility, where you can generate your you can analyze your and see your bending moment and shear force when it comes to maybe your beam. Okay, if you want to generate it and see it manually, it will generate it for you and all that. So I'll be taking you through that process even as we proceed. So you can see, once you click on automatic, generate automatic drawing, now automatically it generate all the structural details from that our design. So it will generate all of them here. Then from here you can be able to either export them to AutoCAD. If you don't want to do your editing from here, you can export them to your AutoCAD. But if you want to do your editing from here, it's still okay to do your editing from here. But me personally, I always prefer to export them to AutoCAD. But however, I'm still going to show you how to come about all of that. Now, one thing you need to take note is that you see automatically by default it generates every detail based on story. So you can see this is for your story 1, this is for your story 2. So which is not very okay by me. It's better to generate them as a continuous column. Okay, so however, for you to generate that like that, it's very easy, it's not difficult. I'm going to be taking you through that process right away. So I will highlight all these columns that it has generated for me, and I will delete them. So, but even if I don't delete them, I can generate another set of detailing by the side. So you can decide to leave them if you want, or you can simply just delete what's there. So just like your AutoCAD tools, like I told you, if you type in E means erase. If you type in O is for offset. If you type line, L is for line. Okay, so similarly is the same with your AutoCAD. The shortcut keys are the same. Okay, so if I want to erase this, once I click on E, enter, I can simply just highlight and I will erase it. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so highlight, I think it's loading. Okay, nice. So let's say this my columns. I just want to have a continuous column instead of having a column like this. So all I need to do is just to come to this drop down. You can see we have column elevations here. If I click on this drop down, I can click here. Once I click here, I will now come to okay, I have to click this drop down again. It brings out all the list of the columns that are present in the story 1. So once I right click on this column here and I click on draw column elevation through stories, now every story that is higher than this, that is at the top of this, it will generate the column all through. So if you have other stories above it, it will generate all the columns and give you a continuous column. Okay, so if I click on true story, you can see it's giving me the list of the stories here. I have story 1, I have story 2. So in a case where I have more than this number of stories, all this list, it will be listed here, and then I can decide to uncheck any one I want the column to stop at. But this is the right way to do it, and I will click on OK. Then I'll find somewhere to drop it. Once I drop it, you will see now that this column has now been generated as a continuous column. Okay, so it's very interesting to use. And then your beams are very okay, except if you are not very satisfied with how the detailing is. You can correct all that from the ProtaStructure itself, but the way this detailing is very okay for me. This is how I want it. Okay, so that is that. On the next episode, I'll be taking you through the process, showing you all of these tools one by one. We'll pick them and I will demonstrate how to use them. Okay, you can see this is for pull, this is for pad, this is for your cobble, your retrofit wall, your stairs, your cantilever retaining wall. Okay, so there is a whole lot you can do with it, like I said earlier, using the ProtaStructure Prota Detail 2022. The detail is actually very great. We are going to see a whole lot that we can achieve with it. Okay, so I will see you in the next episode.